everyone, this is Mike and I'm an alcoholic. Welcome to the Sober Living Podcast. If you're new here, I'm glad you found us. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Now I'm a member of Alcoholics Anonymous, but I don't represent them. The opinions I share are my own. Today's message comes from Daily Reflections for June 23rd, and is based on page 144 of As Bill Sees It. I reworded the passage to avoid any copyright issues. Today's message tells us that over time, I've learned that trust doesn't mean being naive. It doesn't mean ignoring red flags or assuming everyone always has good intentions. I need to be honest about my own motives and take an honest look at other people too. Most of us are capable of both good and bad decisions. Now, when I remember that, I can extend trust without abandoning common sense. This idea stuck with me because for a long time, I did the exact opposite. I wasn't making an honest assessment of anyone. I was just assuming the worst with no evidence at all. In fact, I remember a time when I first started at the company that I work at today, where a coworker had started about a month before I did. He was friendly with me right away and was really making an effort to get to know me and be my friend. My first instinct wasn't gratitude. It was of suspicion. Why was this guy being so nice to me? It took a long time before I could just relax and accept that he genuinely wanted to be friends. For a while there, I actually convinced myself that he might be with the FBI, and that he was placed there to watch me for some unknown reason I couldn't even explain. That's how far my paranoia could run, and I think a lot of it was just due to drinking. The reality is that I had a lot of self-doubt and insecurities. And looking back, I think much of my mistrust came from those things rather than from other people. It was easier to question someone else's motives than it was to look at my own fears. And today, I try to approach people the way Bill describes, to actually look at someone honestly instead of letting my own fear write the story for me. That doesn't mean I blindly trust everyone or ignore obvious warning signs. And there is certainly some truth to the saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. Sometimes caution is appropriate. But I've learned that constantly walking around with my guard up isn't much of a life either. I'd rather just trust people and occasionally be disappointed by them than spend my entire life assuming everyone is out to get me. Or work for the FBI for that matter. And so for today, I can try to be a little more honest with myself when I start getting suspicious of someone. Instead of just immediately assuming the worst, I can stop and ask whether I have any real reason to feel that way, or just my fear and insecurities talking. When I think back to that coworker, I probably could have saved myself a few months of needless worry if I'd done that. He wasn't an FBI agent. He was just a guy trying to be my friend. I can't always control my first thought or reaction, but I can take a moment to question it before I accept it as the truth. So hey, thanks for listening. Stay sober, stay strong, and keep moving forward. Until next time.